The file browser inside of Marimo just got a good update. What you're looking at here, by the way, is the default behavior. So far with this element, you were able to pass a local path, and it will then be able to visualize folders and files, and you could also select them. So I could select maybe this Python file and this license file over here. And by selecting that, the value property of the file browser would update, and you have access to these objects that you can read and you can do all sorts of interesting stuff with. Now, the thing that's new is that instead of just passing a local path, you can now pass a cloud path that is from the Cloud Path Lib library. In this particular case, that means that if I have a bucket and a folder on Google Cloud Storage, that I can just use that as a reference to pass along here. You can also use Azure and S3 on Amazon, by the way. That's also supported by this library. But notice that if I were just to pass in that new cloud path, that then everything would actually update. We're looking at a bucket, by the way, that has a folder that has lots of sensor readings. My house has Raspberry Pis all over the place. And it could be the case that I'm interested in maybe reading a few of these in. So the use case that I could do here is I could maybe select a few of these. Let's select 3. And just like before, the value property that's attached there would give us these path-like objects. And I can put that in a little list comprehension together with this Polar's concatenate function. And by grabbing the path that is attached to that file object and by reading the bytes, I am suddenly able to have a nice little UI to select files and then to go ahead and do some analysis with it. We're super excited that this feature is out, but if you're going to try this, it is good to be aware that different backends might require different settings as far as authentication is concerned. For example, if you want to set a S3 client from the Cloud Path Lib library, then you're going to want to use a AWS access key as well as a secret access key. This will give you a client for S3, but if you're using Google Cloud Storage, the convention is just a little bit different. In that case, you probably want to create a JSON file that has all of your credentials. But for Google, it's also very important that you designate what project you are in. In both situations, you would be able to get a client class, and you can use that client class to generate a cloud path, and this is then the path that you can pass along to our file browser. We are super excited about this feature, simply because lots of data is stored on cloud storage these days, and this gives a very convenient way to make proper selections. If you have any feedback on this feature, definitely feel free to leave a message down below or to join our Discord. And definitely let us know what you think. If this is or is not useful, we are definitely keen to hear about that.